Muchuri, Citizen TV.
Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has dominated headlines for the past 1 week over his contentious statements on the deal signed last week with the Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga-led Azimio la Umoja. In a wide-ranging interview with Citizen TV, Kalonzo sought to set the record straight on a number of controversial remarks he has made in a span of 1 week in the wake of the formation of the Grand Alliance backing Raila Odinga's presidential bid. Speaking to Citizen TV's Waihiga Mwaura, Kalonzo explained that he is fully supporting Odinga for the presidency and also clarified that he, as a lawyer, was aware of the contents of the agreement signed with Azimio. Here is that exclusive interview with Waihiga Mwaura.
Thank you so much for speaking with Citizen TV today.
Oh, welcome, Waihiga. So it's a pleasure.
You sound very optimistic today.
Yes.
But there are a few statements, some directly by you or attributed to you,
yes,
that have made Kenyans question the strength of the partnership between Azimio and One Kenya. For example, the question of what deal was actually signed.
Yes.
What deal was signed?
The deal was the name of a coalition, the Grand Coalition, based on the three-legged stool. And by the way, those were not my own creation. Those are a result of consultation between Jubilee, OCA, and ODM, that we are going to have a three-legged stool approach. And I think I'm going to show you so that our viewers can actually see that there's something amazing about the African three-legged stool. This may not look like the one I'm used to, but you can see stability. So we are building this partnership. Therefore, it was not a swallowing up of anything. There was some confusion at the KICC function, and I will explain.
And I want you to talk more about that, specifically in regards to, did your Secretary General know the contents of the document?
Before I come to that, Waihiga, the name, therefore, is the name that was agreed is Azimio One Kenya. Okay? That is a three-legged stool. Azimio One Kenya. And then when it came now to signing, you know, there are those people who I'm told at KICC were nervous about nothing. Everything had been discussed and agreed. The procedure was we were to meet President Uhuru at State House, at least myself and Raila, at 9:30, have breakfast, and then proceed to KICC. But I was there 10 minutes to 10, okay? But I was the first one to arrive. And Raila did not arrive until minutes to 2. And now out here, people are saying 6 hours, Kalonzo keeps people waiting. Now, I wonder who kept who waiting. That was the truth. And when Raila came in the company of Charity Ngilu, and I was there with Gideon Moi and the president, it was a very lovely chat. And within 10 minutes, we were on our way to KICC. That was a 6 hours wait. Now, when the master of ceremony, this is where the confusion began.
Please clarify for us.
Yeah. The confusion began at the assembled Azimio la Umoja. First everything was Azimio la Umoja at KICC, the branding and everything. Now when my friend Junet Mohammed calls Governor Lonyangapo to propose Raila, he proposed him as a candidate for Azimio la Umoja.
Not Azimio One Kenya.
No, not Azimio One Kenya. And yet the documentation has been agreed, and nobody, this is why I'm talking about the time factor. The Secretary Generals at that point, the 25 of them, were not aware that the name is Azimio One Kenya. So they signed in good faith. They signed in good faith at the end of the document. Because, it was a fairly bulky, not bulky, but at least 3, 4, 5 pages. And because of the time factor, they in good faith signed the place where the Secretary General was supposed to sign. So my own Secretary General, Shakil Abdallah, was signing a document called Azimio One Kenya. So I don't think whether the others knew, because now Mishiboko went on to second the proposal, a lady from Likoni.
So what you're saying in a nutshell was what was announced on stage did not tally with the documentation and the
Yes.
agreement that had been made.
Correct. Correct. And yet there was no time for people to be brought up to speed.
Was that malicious or
No,
a simple
it
mistake?
was not malicious. I think it was a hurried process, all right? And the trusting nature of Kenyans. I've learned to be a bit more careful. Well, there's people who are saying, oh, Kalonzo, I think these are bloggers from Kenya Kwisha side. Yeah, you know, they said, Kalonzo said he didn't know what he signed. I'm senior counsel. I know what I signed. There's no way I'll sign a document without reading it, for sure. So,
when the ODM Secretary General Sifuna the next day says, we signed an Azimio la Umoja document.
he's completely
Azimio
wrong.
One Kenya was a slogan.
That's the same, they signed what?
Azimio la Umoja was the document, is
Yes.
the name of the coalition.
Yes.
Azimio One Kenya is the slogan.
Correct.
This movement.
No, he's completely wrong. Yeah. The document that will go before the registrar of registered political parties will be entitled Azimio One Kenya. That is a grand coalition document representing the three-legged stool.
So that happens,
Yeah,
and then you have a very busy political week, party leader.
yeah.
You attended a funeral somewhere in Machakos.
Oh, this was
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
I believe.
Yeah.
And you're quoted as saying, we need as many Wiper members as possible,
Yeah.
because if Honorable Odinga doesn't keep to the deal, we can impeach him.
Do you know, by the way, I've learned to be very careful now. Because you can whisper to Amkamba at a corner, and another one is taking... Because coalitions everywhere, Wahiga, are not easy. So, I am talking from serious experience, which I think we can put to the benefit of this country. So when I say we can impeach anybody or we cannot impeach, this is a small little talk in the village. We're telling people we want to get Wiper members of parliament. Actually, I was trying to woo the member from Machakos town, right?
To join your side.
To join my side.
But surely
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Party leader, the ink has barely dried on the agreement. Doesn't this make you look like a reluctant partner?
No, I'm not reluctant. I announced to the whole world. Listen, Wahiga. I announced to the whole world, from Jacaranda, Raila Amolo Odinga, tosha mara ya tatu. I am not a man who is known for eating his own words or going back on my word. A lot of people actually deceive me, yeah, and I've known politics of deceit. I saw some headline in the Nation, fixing of Kalonzo Musyoka. They like to fix me. But this time, I think I've negotiated right as Oka, as a leader of my own party, Wiper Democratic Movement, and I think as a Kenyan leader, I love this nation beyond imagination. And I know this country will continue to be strong. My brother Raila knows, in fact, I've even spoken to him in London, all right? Right now, okay? And told him, we are holding fort. We are going to win this election. In fact, the other side, Kenya Kwisha, are now not talking about the presidential vote. They're probably looking at number of seats in parliament. Yeah, that's when we will really talk tough. But the reality, again, in coalition making, and if all of us have been beneficiaries of some of these external NGOs, like Oslo Center. There's a friend of mine called Brian Tora. He will tell you, nothing is agreed until it is agreed. So there's nothing wrong. I can talk impeachment to you, but let people not take it out of context.
It has no negative implications.
Raila knows my mind.
A partnership.
Raila knows if I'm working with him, there's nothing like impeaching Raila Odinga. We want to correct those mistakes.
Party leader, you're very clear on who you want to be the next president of the Republic of Kenya.
Yes.
Honorable Raila Odinga.
Yes.
What position would you have in that government, if it was your wish?
Wahiga, we haven't even discussed that. This will amaze you. Have you ever heard of unconditional love? That is what God gave us. We haven't discussed that. So when we discuss, we will discuss. But for as of now, we have not discussed it. Yeah? So that's where we are.
Kalonzo Musyoka will be fine not as the deputy president?
I can go home if the country is safe. I'm telling you. That is selflessness. And that is sacrifice. And I think that is servant leadership. If, however, my brother, in consultation with other friends, decides I can deputize him, I would gladly do so, because we have a lot of unfinished business. But also allow me, Wahiga, to say that we have learned something useful from William Ruto. After the elections, William Ruto was looking ahead. That's why he has been looking like a front runner. Because the rest of us, until we became buffalo soldiers, yeah, he was looking like he was ahead. So there's nothing wrong with me now planning for 2027. Nothing wrong.
Will be a man on a mission. Should he be the next deputy
president?
president?
Mission. A very big mission. Because I think I've sacrificed so much, I don't think anybody profiling me will really be a good Kenyan. Because they profiled me. You know the names they've called me. And I'm just as simple as that. A son of a peasant kule nyumbani, a small shopkeeper, mzee wangu amelala, my mother Malia amelala, yeah? I'm a complete orphan. Now when you are fighting some fellow like me, in Ukambani, believe you are fighting God. Yeah.
Party leader, there are Kenyans who say, and maybe it's your critics, who say that if this Azimio One Kenya alliance, if key members in it seem to be speaking at cross purposes to each other, one side issues one statement today, the other one the next time, what sort of government will they form? Is that a government?
A very strong. Haven't we formed this with Kibaki before Africa's first grand coalition? Haven't we done that?
Many remember the infighting, the question of Mkate.
Yeah.
There's a section of Kenyans who say...
But things moved.
That's not desirable.
Things moved. When Kibaki was president, I was vice president, Raila was prime minister. By force of engagement. Raila is a tough negotiator. He negotiated through Kofi Annan for real power. The Americans will say real power sharing. All right? And Kibaki insisted, no, I will not let go of my vice president. But things moved. Things moved. So, for me, therefore, it is good, as I said, nothing is agreed until it is agreed.
But leaders, we wrap this up. They say once bitten, twice shy.
Yes.
You've made it clear that in the past, agreements you had with the ODM leader were not fully seen through. Yes. What guarantees do you have today?
When do you think it will? Why are you a naysayer, Wahiga?
In the last 1 week, many statements have been made, not just from your side, from other sides as well.
No, they're free. They're free. Because, there's a very deep understanding between me, President Uhuru Kenyatta, and Prime Minister Raila Odinga on this matter. But maybe we'll then call our troops together as some kind of a retreat, and we give them the agreed script so that everybody will be reading, because it takes time to jail. Yeah. Even as we speak, ODM have not paid our dues from the political parties fund. But that's a small matter. We look at the bigger picture.
Speaking of the bigger picture, I saw a statement yesterday released by Oka rejecting the zoning of the country under Azimio. Help us understand how this works. Where does Oka end?
By the way, I haven't seen that one. Maybe Rodney can tell me.
Okay.
If they sat on that. I'm sure these are sensitive areas where we're going to make sure we give direction. A good example. If we all run as Azimio One Kenya in Nairobi, don't you see the proliferation of gubernatorial candidates, right? It can be very confusing. So we need to discuss Nairobi, maybe discuss Mombasa, maybe discuss Nakuru, but you can't discuss Kisumu. Because Kisumu, everybody will get it. Or discuss Machakos or something. Or Makueni or Kitui. Because these are obvious cases. Where then interests seem to overlap, we need, I think it will be the management committee. Under the terms of this agreement, I can let you know, the supreme organ will be the management council. The management council comprising the party leader of Jubilee, the party leader of Oka, or Wiper in this case, and the party leader of ODM. So that council will direct this coalition.
My final question to you is a reference to the front page of one of the dailies this morning, where they question whether Azimio One Kenya is a failing marriage.
Those are naysayers. We have even registered the documents. We have not even gotten the marriage certificate from the registrar of political parties. How can it fail? Hey, unaweza kukisi shingo pande, but you're getting there. It's not easy to build coalitions, particularly where there has been issues of deep mistrust. But we're dealing with them. This country is bigger than me.
Was the case Shingo Pande, hypothetically?
Shingo Pande, no. It's just telling you because you're bringing that analogy of a failing marriage before it happens. it will not fail, God willing. And if it fails, it will not be because of me. But if somebody comes with shenanigans and, for example, changes the name from Azimio One Kenya to Azimio La Moja, I'll tell the country. Because that was agreed. And I don't think anybody can blame me for that.
So that's your non-negotiable.
That one is not, that would be a deal breaker. Yeah, to change that name, which is agreed, and on which you have signed, would be a deal breaker. Why would anybody want to be so bad faith? I mean, why? Yeah. No, I cannot just have Azimio La Moja. I'll tell the country somebody is acting in bad faith. And I'm quite sure the country will understand. But I don't want again to be a naysayer like you.
I'm not a naysayer.
This train has left the station. Yes.
Have there been attempts?
He's a good friend of mine.
He's a good friend of yours?
Yeah.
Has he attempted to
Weta, by the way, I tell you, I miss Weta. Because you see, I've struggled and suffered with Weta. So don't be surprised if he comes to where I am. I pray every day and night for Weta.
Have they tried to get you to join them in Kenya Kwanza?
No.
We hear there were strong overtures.
After Saturday? No. Before then, yeah, they would send, I think Weta was probably sent to me, because they know Weta and I. But he never got to meet with me. We are still waiting to meet. If they think he can convince me, and if they love this country, I'll tell them, Jameni, Atawe William, drop this bid. I'll tell them, we will come a long way. I'll look at William Ruto in the face and tell William, drop this bid. And we'll all be the same and happy again as Kenyans.
Party leader, thank you.
Thank you.
And that interview